Hey, everybody. Fascinating topic today as we talk about the service that everyone loves to hate, email, and a company looking to revolutionize the email space at Gmeilius. Florian, how are you?
I'm fine. Thanks, Ivan. Thanks so much for organizing that.
Well, thanks for joining. I've been a Gmail user for, 20 years through all of the ups and downs, and pretty much the same product it was 20 years ago. Look and feel maybe a little different. But before that, maybe introduce yourself as founder and CEO of Gmeilius, and what was the big idea behind the company?
Yeah, sure. So actually, the company started as a kind of MVP just for myself when I was a PhD student. At the time, I had to exchange a lot with a few different people around the world regarding different papers, different publications. And the fact is that we were mainly exchanging ideas or amendments and everything by email, and we were all using Gmail. So the idea came to really create a kind of small extension at the time to really help in terms of productivity, streamlining to-do tasks, and collaborate in a better way on Gmail. And actually, those people, these friends, told me, "Yeah, that's pretty cool. You should really try to publish that and make it open for everyone to use." So that's how Gmeilius actually came to birth. Really at the very beginning, just a tool for myself and a few other people. And then, so I was in the UK at the time. Then I came back to my hometown, which is Geneva in Switzerland, for personal reasons. And I had this kind of side projects going on with early traction. I had finished completed my PhD, and so I was okay. What now? What gonna do? And I wanted to try the startup journey and really see what I could do there. So I joined an incubator in Geneva, where I bootstrapped for a few months. Did a pre-seed round, and just after that, I applied to YC because one of our investors told me, "Yeah, but your primary market is in the US. You should try Y Combinator." So we applied there. We got accepted. And funnily enough, so I joined YC, but 2 days after that, I had my wedding. So I applied, flew back to Switzerland just for 24 hours, and then I had to go back to San Francisco. So my wife was really happy at the time, as you can imagine. But yeah, everything started like that, and then we really built during YC a product that moved from being a B2C SaaS to being more B2B oriented. And really trying to streamline email management and email operations for different verticals right inside Gmail. So what we offer right now is a kind of, let's say, if I had to put it simply, it's kind of AI assistance. We're gonna do a lot of different operations, whether it's to draft replies for your emails, sort and classify your emails, or even dispatch emails to specific team members. You can imagine Gmeilius as a kind of entity, a genius that's going to transform Gmail and really make your daily life in your inbox a bit easier.
Wow, well, that's certainly the dream. That would be a big boost to my Gmail account, I think. But you decided in the beginning to build Gmeilius right into, Gmail's DNA. Why Gmail? Why not build a new email server or
Yeah,
UX, UI?
that's a very good question. So at the very beginning, it was really just for myself, and I was doing Gmail, and then the decision to really keep being integrated with this ecosystem is that it was the major player, and it is the major player in terms of email today. It's also something at the time where we had a kind of good API, so we could use it. And in terms of market adoption, market entry, it was way easier to really plug in, have a plugin that works right inside the tools that people already use than trying to migrate and really have people adopt a new tool, reinvent everything. So we thought it would be better just to focus on this ecosystem and really add the key features or the key value to Gmail itself instead of reinventing everything and creating a new email client.
Yeah, nice approach. there are also a lot of collaboration tools, productivity tools out there, including Google
Mhm.
Workspace directly, but also, Slack and Asana, Front, great products. How do you differentiate yourself in the crowded market like collaboration?
Yeah, that's true. I think it's a really fascinating market where you have a really different value proposition. I think that what makes really difference for Gmeilius and for our customers is really the fact that we are seamlessly integrated into an ecosystem they really know well. So in terms of learning curve, training for their team, it's way easier. I mean, they know the space, they know it works. And we also focus on one thing that Gmail doesn't do right. It's really email collaboration. On Microsoft, you have some kind of basic collaborative inboxes, for instance. In Gmail, it's not the case. You have to use Google Groups, and that's really not the best experience you can imagine. So that's really one thing that we started with. And then on top of that, what became very clear is that a lot of operations start and end with email. And then in the middle, you have a lot of different things that can happen, perhaps in connection with your CRM, with your ERP, with whatever tool. And so it really became clear for us that it was important to plug in and play nicely with these kind of additional tools, automate as much as we can the different parts of the PC or the operation that can take place in email. So that's also why we built up the tool, really starting with a kind of foundation, which is collaboration, and then adding automation and now AI agents, really trying to cover as much as we can the daily operations of our customers.
Fantastic. So yeah, I'm looking at your website. You have lots of cool features, shared inboxes, Kanban boards, email automation, SLA tracking, all kinds of cool stuff I think I want to try. Um, so it's really the all-in-one inbox, right? How is that impacting, workflows from users? What's the feedback been?
So the feedback, the main one we have, and that's really comes over and over, it's really the first thing that people see is alignment and transparency in terms of who does what, who is the owner, and really speeding up a bit the assignment, the delegation, the visibility of the process. And then comes the part where after 1 or 2 weeks, you see the added value of automation. You see that, for instance, you manage in a better way your SLAs, or you can really gain time. A lot of our customers, they have people that will actually the main job or primary job is to dispatch conversations, and so it makes their life easier because they can do some other stuff, and so you can scale your team, you can scale your operations while removing a lot of grunt work that takes place on a daily basis in your email. So that's really the two key things: visibility, transparency, and faster processes.
Nice. Now, of course, AI has been the killer use case for productivity. I use a lot of these tools; they're quite amazing. But what does it mean for, email collaboration and workflow automation specifically? How do you envision
Yeah.
AI being used?
So really, the beauty of AI and AI agents, agentic AI, right now when it comes to collaboration, is more going to be about learning who are the key stakeholders in a team for a specific operation, type of operation, and so being able to automatically dispatch or assign, delegate a specific task, a specific conversation to this stakeholder. What we are observing is really that it's something that takes a lot of time, and when you add up all these kind of micro operations that you do every day in your email, if an agent can do that on its own, it really helps. And then obviously with AI you can can learn a lot from the different emails that you're sending, and so you can have an agent that's gonna draft replies for you. So again, we're gonna waste less time trying to find the perfect draft or start the draft, and also classify your inbox, managing your emails in a better way.
Well, we can all get behind that. So, people have been predicting the death of email for decades now. What's your take on the future of email? probably not dying, but definitely evolving to getting smarter? Have we leveled off as a
Yeah.
communications tool? What's your take?
I really believe that the way we use email is dying. I really
Mm.
believe that the way we use email in the past years, in comparison to what's going to come in the coming months or coming years, it is going to be pretty transformative. But clearly, email is not there. It's not going to die soon. It's clearly the number one communication channel when it comes to business transaction and business communications. It's something that's unique in the sense that you just need an email address and it's almost agnostic. So it's really easy to use when comparison to Slack, where you need to use a specific ecosystem, WhatsApp, or whatever. So no, I don't see email dying. I really see the way we use email dying in a certain sense, and really see a transformation in our use of this channel of communication.
Yeah, it's a last sort of open platform left almost, given all the
Yeah,
proprietary interfaces out there. I used to have my own email server, so
yeah, me
you can't
too.
really
Yeah.
do that in most arenas today. Let's talk about growth and go to market. I mean, who's your ideal customer, and how's that evolved, and how's it
Yeah.
going in the different regions in the world?
Yeah, so our primary market remains the US because it's where we have the biggest number of Google Workspace customers, even if we see over the last few years a significant increase in Western Europe. Our primary market remains the US. Now, when it comes to really ICPs or kind of personas we serve, I would say that right now it's mainly SMEs, so small to medium-sized businesses where operations are the main operations go through email, so it can be everything that is accounting, customer service, sales, marketing, legal. We cover a lot of different departments. But as the product gets more mature and as we grow, we're also closing a larger organization. Our largest customers comes tens of thousands of employees, for instance. So it's the natural, it's the organic life of a SaaS where you start with kind of a niche, smaller deals. And then as the product gets more mature, you learn also a lot in terms of which kind of pain point you solve, how you need to solve them. You attract larger customer, larger deals. But yeah, email being really, everyone uses email in a business wise. So by definition, we're going to serve a lot of different industries and verticals. What's really the common denominator is really the volume of emails, and companies or departments that really leave thanks to email because of email.
Got it. So looking ahead, I mean, where do you see Gmeilius in the next couple of years heading as we get more and more embedded with AI technology? What might the future look like?
I think that we started with one obvious channel in terms of communication for any business, email. That was the starting point. Where we see the product evolve is really to really become a kind of the brain of your operations. What I believe is going to be more and more important is for any worker, any employee, any manager to have the right tools to do the grunt work, to do the operational work, and then be able to focus on what is strategic, what is really key for the daily operations. So yeah, we're going to expand the product in terms of really trying to connecting more and more services and we cover as much as possible all the spectrum that makes a typical operation. So we could focus, for instance, on accounting operations from the invoice received in your email to the actual payment of this invoice and going through the different accounts payable, legal teams that sometimes are needed here. Same thing for customer support. Right now, to be honest, what we are trying to see is which kind of vertical really makes the most sense to get started there. And so being more general, but focusing more on specific verticals and there are respective operations.
Fantastic. Well, I have to give it a try. I assume you have some sort of trial offer, so I'll sign up and give you my feedback and definitely congratulations on all the success. Onwards and upwards.
Thanks so much, Ivan. And yeah, we do have a trial. Feel free to also book an onboarding with our team. More happy to help you get the most of our platform.
Fantastic. Well, I can't wait to try it out. And thanks everyone for listening and watching and sharing this podcast. And of course, don't forget to check out my new TV show, techimpact.tv, now on Fox Business and Bloomberg Television. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Ivan.
Take care.